Hey there, I'm Michelle of The Brave Creative, and it's morning here in Montana. I'm sitting in my woods. It looks a little dark out because I don't know if you could see, but the sun is, I don't know, low. The days are getting shorter here, and yeah, conditions aren't perfect. Uh, and that's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about being a maverick. Are you calling yourself to be a maverick? What I've learned about um, being a maverick and when we call ourselves to do that and what it means. Um, Now it's funny because that term had two meanings for me until I looked it up today. um, One was years ago. I was the founder and CEO of a startup in Silicon Valley in the first .com days, and I was 28 years old, female, and obviously female. But I say that because I had come from the software industry and the internet industry, and there were some female CEOs, but it wasn't like it is now. I mostly entered rooms of men, and yet I followed mm, a sense from within myself. I had been working in the industry, and I just really did a lot of soul searching and ended up developing an idea that came to me that company was based on. And I bring this context up because one of the people that worked for me was older than me. All of the management team that I hired, um, they were older than me. And one of them called me a maverick. And I never really thought about that until, well, years later. It's 26 years later, I think. It's been a long time. But the only other connection I've had with the word maverick is from the movie Top Gun, which of course I loved. And, what do we know about Tom Cruise in Top Gun? Well, he was a maverick. He broke the rules as they were laid out and found his own truth within himself of how to fly, what to do, etc. And his name was even Maverick, right? So I want to talk about what being a maverick means, what I've learned about it, and how you might be calling yourself to be a maverick right now as well. What that might look like from your own higher awareness. So let's dive into this. First of all, a maverick. I can't look at the Google definition right now because I have the camera on and I didn't write it down. But it's something like somebody that kind of goes to the beat of their own drum, that doesn't follow traditional rules. And I think it's really interesting that somebody called me a maverick long before I really realized what I was doing. And this may be something that resonates with you too, because when we're listening and open to our higher awareness, our higher knowing, we are listening to ourselves, and we're choosing to be willing to kind of put on our brave hat and follow what feels strong within us, even when it goes against the norms. And I've done this over and over and over again, more and more and more. And when you live this way, the outer world, a lot of people that aren't maybe practicing their maverick selves as much, they might call you a maverick because they're like, wow, you just do things that, like, I don't know that I could do, right? But everyone can do this. Everyone can be a maverick. And this is part of why I started this channel, The Brave Creative, because I believe we're all calling ourselves to be mavericks, because our higher awareness doesn't have any rules. Our higher awareness isn't like, oh, well, don't do that. Oh, you better do it that way. Hey, this is the way to do it. No, 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 no. My higher awareness is always like, uh, do this thing. And I'm like, that thing? I'm supposed to do that thing? And it's like, yeah, that feels good. Do that thing. And I'm like, I don't know that I want to do that thing. But my higher awareness is like, do it. As I've gone on my path, my higher awareness has often closed doors so that I don't backtrack and do things the way I used to. And I start putting on my brave hat more, and I start being more of a maverick in whatever that current situation is that I'm facing. And that is charting my own course, following my higher knowing, following my higher awareness, even when, especially when other people are saying, that's not the way you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to do it this way. Or, you're going off the path. You're going to fail. You're going to whatever, fill in the blank. People who aren't listening to their own maverick self yet really love to convince people who are being mavericks to not. It's just flat out the way it works. And I'm going to talk in this channel a lot about why that is and what I've learned about that, and share that, because that might help you in embracing more of your maverick self. But let's really get down to what being a maverick is. Being a maverick is not something that only some of us have access to, and you either have it or you don't. You're either born a maverick or you're not born a maverick. No. No, everybody has the potential to be their own maverick, and that is listening to themselves, listening to their own higher awareness. And we all have it. It's just a question of how much are we opening up to it? How much are we listening to it? That feeling that we have when we feel like a tightness in our body, or we feel like, oh, that doesn't feel good. But then our mind or our thoughts or our conditioning rushes in and is like, oh, don't call attention to that. You need to follow the rules. That first thing, that's our maverick. That second thing, that's the conditioning. That's what other people have taught us to believe is true for us. And that is not our higher awareness. Our higher awareness does not do that. Our higher awareness isn't like, hey, Michelle, you're just being too risky. You're just living too much on the edge. You got to go back to the safe way. No. Our higher awareness is always like communicating with us. Take the next step. Do the thing. We're here for you. You're going to be okay. You will make it. That is what our maverick self, our higher awareness, is communicating with us. And it's really not being, how do I put this? It's like, I want to put it as plain as day. Being a maverick simply means listening to your own higher awareness in a world where not everybody is ready to do that yet, or ready to make the choice to believe they can listen to their own maverick. So, for example, I could give you lots of examples from my life, but I want to give you an example of something that I watched. So I watched a video of somebody sharing something with their animals, and it resonated with me. Why? Because they were being their maverick self by starting that channel and creating that content that spoke to me. And it was their higher awareness speaking to them and then my higher awareness speaking to me in helping me find it and feeling good about it. Okay. But here's the interesting thing. I ended up just being curious about this person, like, and there's a lot of reasons for it. I'll talk about it later. But my higher awareness caused me to look a little bit more deeply into that person. And what I did was discover an interview with them where they talked about how they had kind of like a quote expert, close quote, advise them in what they were doing to do something different than this content they're creating, that I was resonating with, that they ended up launching. And this is my point. So our Maverick self, our Maverick spirit, our higher awareness speaks to us based on what feels good to us, based on like a tug, a pull, a feeling of like, oh, I should just do this. I mean, it's crazy. Nobody is saying to do it, but it feels good. I should just do it. That is your inner Maverick. That is your higher awareness. That is your higher consciousness calling you to be your Maverick self in a world that is not promoting Maverick living to everybody. Okay, that's all it is. And so you will get people that'll be, discouraging your Maverick journey, saying things like, well, you should, well, don't do that. Nobody does that. Your higher awareness, your Maverick self is like, do that thing. But this other person might be like, yeah, but that's not normal. That's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do these other things. Well, I tell you, as someone who, like many of us in this world, have been conditioned to do what we're supposed to do, I walk that path a lot. And I will tell you, it never leads to the same place as what my Maverick self is leading me to. If I listen to what everybody said I was supposed to do, or what I should do, or what the rules are, or going step 1, then step 2, step 3, I would never have done like even 10% of the things I've done in my life that have been the most fulfilling, feel right deep in my bones things that I have done. I would have never started that internet company. I'll tell you that. I would have never, and I'll talk about this in this channel, done so many of the things that I've done by listening to my inner Maverick, by listening to my inner self, even when, and especially when, the world is saying, don't do that. And so this is what I wanted to share with you. If you are feeling a calling, feeling, and it doesn't have to come with trumpets and a big pathway that's all perfect. A calling, a call from within can often be very, very quiet. Very, like, it can be a feeling in your body, like a feeling like, oh, that feels a little good. Or it can be a little like, yeah, but I have a thought that says do it, even though the rest of me is like, don't do it. That voice that's saying do it, that feeling in your body that just feels a little good, that message within you that's like, I just want to record these animals, or I just want to fill in the blank for you. That is your higher awareness. And your higher awareness doesn't come with, like, it doesn't follow the rules of the way that we think that it is going to communicate with us. And that's what this channel is all about, me sharing what I've learned about this, about being a brave creative. Creative meaning charting your own course in how you live. Creative, meaning creating the things that are unique and specific to you and being brave and a maverick in doing it. Creative, meaning charting your own course and putting on your own brave hat in doing that in a world that some people are doing that. And when you find them, great, celebrate them and, love being with them because they can cheer for you alongside their own journey. But being a maverick is never about following the rules of playing it safe, of, doing what everybody else is doing. Being a maverick is listening to these little messages within you that are saying, do this, even when it seems terrifying. Do this, even when people say it's crazy. Do this, even when, and especially when the non-mavericks are like, oh no, that's wrong. If you have somebody telling you that your inner thing is not right, then listen to my video that I'm about to publish on judgment and that you have the right to judge. Because non-mavericks, and again, everybody can be a maverick. So let me correct that. People who are not practicing their maverick self right now love to keep other people from practicing their maverick self because it helps them feel safe. And you need to be able to discern that, because if you keep letting yourself be afraid to listen to yourself and do what is right for you because you're nervous, you're scared because the world has told you that's not the way the world works, and you listen to somebody that is not listening to their own maverick self right now, all you're doing is keeping yourself stuck from what it is that is your true joy, your true path, your role as a brave creative of your own life, creative of what you want to create, creator of your own joy, your own resonance, your own frequency, and frankly, your own energy. Your higher awareness is your energy, your own higher energy communicating with you about what to do with your energy that will serve you. And that can mean being a maverick. It often means being a maverick because not everybody in this world, and a lot of people in this world, are not ready or wanting or choosing to listen to their own self. We've been conditioned not to, most of us. We've been taught through systems and through all kinds of structures to not to. But our higher awareness goes to the beat of a different drum. Our higher awareness is always calling us to be a maverick. And the question is, are you ready to listen to it? Because what I have found is that every time I have put on my brave hat and been the maverick that my higher awareness is calling me to be, it has served me. And it has served me immeasurably. It has given me experiences beyond my wildest dreams. And that to me is what being a brave creative is about. And it's created work that just blows my mind, that I look at and I'm like, wow, how did I do that? Like, I created that. That's so cool. It's created experiences that, like, I look at and go, oh my gosh, like there is something more going on here than what the rules of how we're supposed to live have told me that that's the way the world works, right? So you basically go into uncharted territory of what you can experience and what you can receive. And that's what being a brave creative is all about. And that's what this channel is all about. And I talk about it. So, my question to you is, what is your take on this word maverick? Um, are you feeling any kind of even tiny nudge to go to the beat of your own drum, or to listen to a seemingly small feeling in your body, calling you to something, or just a knowing, a phrase like, just do it, just do that, even if it's crazy, just do it? Yeah, well, if so, I have found in my experience that is my higher awareness calling me to live my maverick life. And maybe, just maybe, if this resonates with you, you may find that that's what's happening with you as well. So that is what I wanted to share on today's Brave Creative. And I look forward to the next message that comes through, because this is not scripted. This right here, this that you just got, I'm not reading a teleprompter. I didn't write this out. I just felt an impulse to create. And that right there, folks, is the sign of our higher awareness. Our higher awareness communicates with us in this exact way. And there are no scripts, there's no security blanket. It's about putting our brave hat on. And if you're listening to this and you're still with me, I'm almost, 22 minutes in, maybe, just maybe, you're ready to follow your own maverick.